G'day, this is Asher Newton, and this is the Brew Review. Here with me this week is a key contributor to our page, Matt Black.
G'day.
Now, the key thing that we've been talking about in group the last couple of days has been what makes a craft brewery. G'day, Marky. Now, the Oxford Dictionary says a beer made in a traditional, non-mechanised way by a small brewery. I think they're wrong. Matt, what's your thoughts, mate, on what makes a craft brewery?
I think what makes a craft brewery is an independent brewer, someone that's not owned by the big companies, you know, Coles and Kirin and all those big beer companies are trying to buy out these independent brewers, as you would, because they're successful and they've got a good product.
Oh, bloody hell.
But yeah, just an independent brewer. Now that then becomes difficult because you've got, as we discussed earlier in the week, Bickfords, who are an Australian independent company that own a few different brews now.
Yeah.
Like Vale.
Yep.
And you've got Coopers, obviously. They're an independent brewer, but they're far from a craft brew.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
But they were my introduction into the craft beer world, into the world of beers that were different to the mainstream stuff that we grew up with.
Actually, Coopers were at the last Byron Beer Craft Beer Festival early in the year. I don't believe that Coopers is a craft brewery by any means. I think they're far too large. I think the tag we've got to look at is what makes an independent brewery. As I said yesterday, I believe that they've got to be in touch with their roots, they've got to be in touch with their community, and also they've got to be independent and taste good. Like, I found out this week that beer that I almost threw up the other week, Hobo, that I tipped down the sink, was a faker. And I'm sorry that I even brought that on the show, misleading people. It's a bloody terrible beer anyway, mate. Okay. Now this week, Matt's brought a beer on.
Here it is.
Here it is. Frederick. Matt, tell me a bit about this beer.
Frederick, it is an IBA, an India Brown Ale. It's from New England Brewing Company in Uralla, so in the New England area of New South Wales. They're definitely not a faker. They are a real craft beer maker. All their beer is brewed on site. They're one of the only breweries that does cask conditioned ales, which are ales sent out in a cask. They're poured straight from the cask they're unpasteurised, they're unfiltered. There's no extra gas like nitrogen or carbon dioxide added to them when they're poured. That's just the way they are.
Yep.
I'd love to be able to get my hands on a couple of schooners of that somewhere.
Oh, that'd be unreal. Now, if you're new to this game, actually my first beer that I reviewed was from New England Brewing Company up in Uralla. Okay, Matt, can you do the honours and pour the beer, mate?
Absolutely.
Look at that brown. That's beautiful.
We've got a couple of new glasses for the review.
Got to break them in, not break them though.
Ooh, chuck a bit more into that.
Thank you, sir.
It looks like it's going to be a bit rough, but I reckon it's a lovely beer.
So on the smell, she's sweet and fruity. Do you get that, mate?
Yeah, a little bit of raisin.
Yep. Beautiful. And on the taste, she's hoppy on the front of the tongue, yet surprisingly not overpowering. Beautifully balanced. And on the swallow, that's spicy but beautiful. Spicy but beautiful. Now, what a nice beer, Matt. Have another drink. Now, no one got back to me, and I see you, Steve. G'day, mate. We were a bit busy drinking this beautiful beer. You'll have to excuse us for that. But this week, I posed a question last night's ad, whether we'd do Australian history or world history. No one got back to me, so I'll do what I bloody well want. Okay, so back in world history, in 1789, James Madison proposed that the Congress in the United States put an 8-cent tax, duty tax, every barrel. Bit late, mate. It's after 7 o'clock. You had 23 hours. I see you up there, Dino. 8-cent tax. Outrageous. And that's where taxing on beer started. These freaks in the United States taxing beer. Yes, it was only 8 cents, but 8 cents was a lot back there. Yeast. During the 1800s, they used the same yeast for making bread as they did for making beer. Yeast was only cultivated for making bread after they worked out that the yeast made the beer good. Worked out what yeast was, as was the barley. If you look at back in the history of beer, you'll find out the beer came before bread. So the barley was used for making beer before it was made for making the bread, as the yeast was. Before the 1800s, most beer were ales. And ales are having a bit of a resurgence, mate, I reckon. It wasn't until the 1830s that they actually were able to produce lagers. So, they weren't able to produce lagers until the 1830s. And as we found out on Sunday Arvo Drinks last week, that the Pilsner, yes, my mate Vlad didn't know this, was originally made in 1842. I'm not going to end on Pilsner. And in 1909, Teddy Roosevelt brought over 500 gallons of beer on safari in South Africa. So, the President of the United States took his rations of beer with him. What a champion.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him. Like the first presidents of the United States had their own breweries. They were craft brewers.
Last time I went camping, I took rations of beer with me as well.
Yeah, we all do that. We all do that. Okay, guys. It's been fun, but it's over. Matt's not going to drink and drive home, and neither should you. Because if you drink and drive, you're a bloody idiot. I'll say it again. If you drink and drive, you're a bloody idiot. Drink at home and crash in bed. That's drink at home and crash in bed. Okay, guys. See you later. See you Sunday for Sunday Arvo Drinks. Bye.